So imagine your target student or your ideal student is on this end of a bridge, and your course is the bridge. What are the steps that they need to take in order to successfully and comfortably and, very confidently get across that bridge? What are the 3 to 5 steps that they need in order to successfully get across that bridge? That is your course outline. Fun fact, that is actually all you need to go out and start selling your course. What's up, business baddies? I'm Rima, and you are now tuned in to The Remix, where being overbooked is overrated and simple businesses are sexy. On today's episode, we're going to talk about why you need to start an online course or program. If you have not started thinking about starting an online course or program, what are you doing? So I'll tell you a quick story of what kind of did it for me as far as making me really motivated to finally get my online program up and running. I actually have my own amazing program called the Rebrand Experience. It is an experience for Arab women looking to turn their brand magnetic so that it can consistently attract ideal customers. I take them through branding all the way to marketing. And I want to talk to you about what led me to the point where I wanted to turn my one-on-one services into an online program. So I was actually, coming back from the gym, listening to a podcast like I normally do. And I can't remember what the podcast episode was, but I remember vividly, I was making my protein shake. It was on the blender and, the headphones were in my ears. And they said that the e-learning industry by 2025 is going to be a $325 billion industry. And now, for those of you who don't know my background, I used to be a teacher, like a real life teacher, like in the classroom with high school students, teaching them English. I loved my job as a teacher. Will always be the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. And my specialty was curriculum design. I knew not only how to create highly effective curriculum, but I knew how to engage my students, because it doesn't matter how great your curriculum is. If your students are bored, they're not going to learn it. And so for me, it was a challenge of, okay, yeah, this is what they need to learn. This is the transformation that they need to make by the end of the year. But how can I make this fun so that they're actually invested in it? So there was that light bulb moment for me when I heard that this industry is blowing up. And as an entrepreneur, now I've since pivoted, as you probably know, from the classroom into entrepreneurship. I went to business school. I started my own businesses. I have 2 businesses now, and one of them has a consulting arm. And I was doing a lot of one-on-one work at the time, feeling overbooked, overrated. And I'm like, but I can't turn this into a course. That thought stuck to me of like, this is going to be a huge industry. How can I start to capitalize on this industry, especially as a former teacher? Like, if anybody deserves it, it's me. Like, I do this stuff. I know how to teach. This was my life. If anyone deserves to be part of this, it's me. So that really stuck with me until a few months later when I finally started to see that I could literally package up what I was doing every single day in my business and turn it into a course. And I have since done that for myself. I have students enrolling into my program every day who are getting a transformation that I wouldn't be able to give them if I was still working one-on-one. I've also since helped other entrepreneurs start their online program, which brings us here. I have 9 steps that I have written out. If you're like, this sounds great, but I don't know how it'll work for me, I want you to stick through this video all the way till the end, because I promise you, I don't care what it is that you do. If you are working with other people and bringing them to a transformation, there is a way for you to package that up into a course or a program. And here is how. So number 1, the first step is to think about what you are doing day to day in your business. If you are a service-based entrepreneur, and let's say you have clients on retainer, how can you take the things that you're going through with them, whether it's certain phases of your work relationship, how could you begin to have ideas on how you could package that up into curriculum? So instead of getting on calls with several different clients and saying the same thing and repurposing the same slides, You could do that one time. You can get up in front of a camera, deliver that instruction one time, and then people can watch at their leisure, which leads to actually a better experience for them. So how could you begin to package up something that you're doing? Are you a makeup artist? Can you teach other makeup artists how to be a makeup artist? Can you sell a course that is business to consumer? So instead of teaching other businesses how to be a makeup artist, you can teach other people how to do their own makeup at home. Maybe that's something people want to pay for. So begin to think not only about what you're already doing in your business, but maybe there is something that people are constantly asking you for help with. Maybe people call you before they pick out their outfits and are constantly wanting you to approve their outfit. Maybe people are calling you when they need someone to look over their cover letter or resume, and you're the go-to person that everybody comes to. There is something that people come to you for, or else you would not be on this channel watching this video. So I really encourage you to start listing out some of the things that you are the go-to person for, and begin to think of how you can develop a curriculum around that. So that's step number one. Step number two builds directly off of step number one. Step number two is to identify a clear target audience. This is the part where I really want to push you. So if you've narrowed down 1 to maybe 2 ideas from step one, this is the part where you start to really bring to life this person who would be your ideal student. I want no scarcity mindset thoughts making it past this point. And what I mean by that is, please do not make the rookie mistake of thinking your student is anyone who wants to buy your course. Hell no. Your student is someone who you can create in your head. You get to pick the type of person that you want experiencing your course. And I want you to really bring that person to life. I always like to joke, what is their coffee order? Make up random stuff as if you know them. Think of one person that is called your customer persona or your student prototype. Who would be the one student that you want to recreate as many times as possible that you would love to teach and you would love to have learned from you? Start to think of, maybe how old are they? Start to think of some demographics, but more importantly, what do they value? What are the problems they're experiencing? What do they most want after coming out of your course? Get very clear on who they are when they come to you and who you want them to be coming out of your course or program. Once you've done that, I want you to begin outlining a sample curriculum. You don't need to get super in the weeds and detailed, but you can start to think through lesson 1 would probably be this. Lesson 2 would be this. So imagine your target student or your ideal student is on this end of a bridge and your course is the bridge. What are the 3 to 5 steps that they need in order to successfully get across that bridge? That is your course outline. Fun fact, that is actually all you need to go out and start selling your course. You just need to know what their transformation is, who you're targeting, and what are the maybe 3 to 5 steps that you're gonna use to help them get there. I made $2,000 in 2 days with 200 followers. I swear to God, the numbers are so convenient because it's like all twos, but I made $2,000 in 2 days off of only 200 of my followers, off of just following those 3 steps that I just gave you. Think through what you're being asked to do and how you can begin to package that into a course. Then from there, identify a target customer. And then from there, outline your course. That is all I had. At the time, I didn't go out and record a video or do anything. In those 2 days, I was able to pre-sell a course I had not created yet. I also have been able to help people do that and make way more than I did. So stick around if you want to know how to pre-sell your course. Now you have an outline, you have a rough bone skeleton. And if you need help figuring out how to even get to this point, I'm going to link an application below for one of my custom course curriculum calls. So after this call, you and I can talk about how to build your custom course curriculum. I have VIP services where I help you basically create your entire course and pre-sell it. And if you apply to this and you're admitted, the first step is getting on this free call, no pressure call, free call where you and I are able to work on your custom course curriculum. And even if we decide that we're not a good fit, you walk out with a really strong curriculum that you can then go and build out and sell to your students. And it's awesome. I really want to make you feel confident and comfortable. I know this is the step that typically feels most challenging for people. So I'm definitely here as an extra set of eyes to help think through how you can package up what you're already doing in a way that is more scalable and creates more impact for your people. So from there, after you have this outline, you want to decide, and it's really just a decision, whether you want a course or a program. Now, the difference between a course and a program is that a course is just that. It is just your curriculum. You might have some worksheets, some aids to help them go through the lessons. But after they've purchased your online course, they're just a student in a seat, free to watch it whenever they want on whatever software you decide on. I recommend Kajabi, and there's a 30-day link down below. You can try it for 30 days free if you want to do this on your own. But they purchase your course through Kajabi maybe, and that's it. That's cool. Like, you guys don't have a relationship after that other than they are one of the people who purchased your course. And that works really well. If you don't think your student's transformation requires more than that, then you can absolutely sell a course. It all goes back to your student, your ideal student, and the transformation that you're taking them through in determining what to decide. Now, if you go the program route, which I definitely felt worked better for my target audience, you are offering course curriculum, but you also have what I call 360 services that kind of catch them in other areas where they might fall in between the lessons. You can have amazing lessons. My lessons are amazing, but people are naturally going to have their own questions depending on what you're teaching. They might have their own difficulties applying that to their life. So in my case, people have different business problems. And so no matter how awesome my lessons are, they're going to have unique questions. So what I do to really enrich that experience for my students is I do weekly group coaching calls. We get on a call every week. They bring their own questions. They bring their own work that they're working on through the lessons. I'm able to give them real-time, one-on-one feedback that they can then go and apply directly to their business. So that is one feature that I offer in addition to the course is weekly calls. Another feature that I offer is a 24/7 digital community. They can have their random question at 3 a.m. and they don't have to wait for one of the weekly calls in order to get that question answered, because there's a digital community where they can just type in that question and get a response within 24 hours. So it serves like a help desk. It's not intended to feel overwhelming. It's really just to show you the different ways that you can serve people outside of just the curriculum. Another point that I want to make here is when you're deciding between a course and a program, you might want to ask yourself what percentage of the transformation you're delivering day to day can be packaged up and consumed on their own and done on their own. There might be an element of your business today that is extremely custom. Now, obviously, people are going to want to apply things to themselves differently. That's not what I'm talking about. They can still watch your lessons and they will still apply it to their specific problems differently from student to student, and that's fine. If that is the case, then you'll be fine with the course. However, if they are needing that real-time feedback on something specific, they need help with their specific resume, they want to be able to apply what you've taught them and then bring it to you to get that stamp of approval or to get those extra set of eyes on it. Maybe you help support people with their personal brand. Maybe you have a course that really walks them through step by step what to think about with their personal brand, how to elevate their LinkedIn presence, how to think through content pillars on Instagram. And although they can probably do 70% or more on their own going through your lessons, you might want to offer a weekly call where you do an audit. That could be something that could be so beneficial to all students, where you have people sign up for a hot seat, where they get their Instagram audited by you, and you are able to then give them real-time feedback. Like, I saw you applied this here. Remember, go back to this lesson because this is what you should work on here. Here are the 3 things that I see from auditing your Instagram that you can improve on. And not only does that give them that one-on-one touch point and make them feel very supported, but it also enriches the experience of all of your students because they're able to learn from a community of people who are going through something similar to them. The next step after you've decided on whether you want it to be a course or a program is to price it. I am going to spend the least time here, okay? Because this is the part that people overthink so much. I'm gonna say something very, very controversial. Price it at the price that you want to price it. Don't let all of those self-doubtful, well, what am I worth? Girl, you're worth everything, okay? So you need to not be trying to price a course based on this weird calculation you have in your head about what you're worth. If you need more help, because I know that's not satisfying, and I know that when I was really overanalyzing the hell out of what to price it, that would not have helped me at all. I know I'm not being helpful. So I've created a calculator that is gonna ask you questions about your specific program, and based on the responses to those questions, I give you the number. I literally tell you, this is what you should price your course at. If you don't listen to me, that's on you. If you wanna message me or comment below any questions you have, I know you'll have your own questions about what may make your course priced a certain way. I just don't want you to fall under the trap that I see a lot of people falling under, where they think it's like, well, I don't think that I can charge this much because I don't really think. Release those thoughts and price it how you want to price it. If all else fails, use my calculator below to help you determine your price for your course. The next step is to pre-sell your course. This is the most exciting part. It is something that I see a lot of course creators and people who have programs missing. They skip this step. They don't think that they could pre-sell a course. Yes, you can. You do not need, and you should not, go out and make all of your content and sit and record the videos and create your slide decks and do this and do that until you pre-sell the course. All you need, like I said, is an outline. You need to think through the marketing. Who am I targeting? How am I talking about what they're getting out of this program? And then you just set a date that you want the program to be released and enroll your first 10 founding students, founding members, whatever it is that you want to call them. But go out into your networks, your various networks, and sell the course. You can pre-sell it. I pre-sold my course before building one thing. And when I was able to pre-sell my course, it made my final experience so much better, because now I had a group of people who were really invested in my program, who can give me real-time feedback as I was releasing lessons and as they were going through it. And when they were giving me feedback, I was able to then go back and recreate the things that they were asking for. So you might think that you're cheating people by selling something that doesn't exist yet, but that's all in your head. You're not cheating them. You are giving them the opportunity to be the first people that experience your program who get to tell you what they want. They get to tell you to create something, and therefore they really feel like they got more than what they paid for, because they had a say, a direct say in influencing. In my case, I went out and created a whole 90 minutes extra lesson for my students that was able to really support them in ways that I would not have known how to support them had I not done that. So when you go out and pre-sell your course, you can get a huge cash injection to then feel free to create, take a break off of some of the retainer clients that you have, or you don't have to go out and, lock in any more customers or clients, because now you have a cash injection that enabled you to create lessons for this course, get real-time feedback. The next step is to really build out that content feedback loop that I mentioned. Once you pre-sell the course and start building out the content, you can start to get feedback through surveys. I had a survey link literally under each lesson, and my students were able to give me real-time feedback. I see the feedback, I go and incorporate it. I add a worksheet. I add this aid or guide to help their learning, okay? If you are needing support with this process, I just want to remind you, I'm here to help you. So hit the link below to apply to one of my VIP experiences, where I will work with you on getting your course off the ground, turning your services into an online course or program so that you can unlock that passive income in your business and stop trading your one-on-one time for money. The last step after you've enrolled those founding students and created that feedback loop where you're constantly enriching and elevating the experience of your program, the last step is to just officially launch. Now you have this signature, elevated, amazing program that is yours. And you can go out into the world and continue to enroll students. And so now, instead of feeling pressure to land the next client or work with people that maybe you don't feel as excited about, you have a program that says all of the things one time that you've been saying over and over and over and over with this client, this client, this client. I know you're tired of it. You have a recording of yourself saying those things, and now there is really no ceiling on how many students you can start to enroll to go through the transformation that you were having to depend on your own time one-on-one to take people through. It is a win-win for you. I know you know it is. It is a win-win for your students, and it's a win-win for your business. You're able to be free to do things that you really love. It kind of brings that fire and spark back into your business because now you have a program that is selling itself, that you're going out and yes, you are marketing and you are selling, but the content was created one time. It's amazing. So I want to hear from you. Do you have ideas of something that you want to sell? Has there been a course idea that's kind of been in the works for you? Maybe you've started building something out already and are feeling stuck. Let me know in the comments, what has your experience been with building an online course or program, or starting to think through some of the things that we talked about today. So thank you so much for watching, and tune in next time.